Chapter 1. The peaceful Gatayi bought my lake cabin years ago to escape the noise of city life. Nestled deep in the woods, overlooking a crystal-clear lake, it was my sanctuary. I rarely visited, but this summer I decided to take a long break. There, as I unpacked my fishing gear and set up a campfire, I noticed the nearby neighborhood had expanded. A homeowners association, HOA, had taken control of the area just down the road, and I'd heard stories about their strict entitled. President, a woman everyone called Karen. I didn't think much of it, assuming they'd have no reason to bother me. After all, this was my property far removed from their jurisdiction. Or so I thought. Chapter 2. The unexpected intrusion. 2 days into my stay, I heard footsteps and the sound of someone clearing their throat behind me. Turning around, I saw a middle-aged woman with a clipboard, sunglasses perched on her head, and an expression of pure disdain. "You can't be here," she snapped. "This cabin violates HOA regulations, and you need to leave immediately." I calmly explained that this was private property, purchased by me long before the HOA even existed. Karen wasn't having it. "All land around the lake falls under HOA oversight," she said smugly, waving her clipboard as though it were the law. I politely told her to leave my property. Instead, she doubled down, threatening to call the police if I didn't vacate. I just laughed, thinking she was bluffing. Chapter 3. The 911 call. Karen wasn't bluffing. Not even an hour later, I saw her pacing near the entrance to my driveway with her phone in hand. Moments later, 2 police cruisers pulled up, lights flashing. The officers approached, looking confused as I stood on my porch. "Sir, we received a call that you're trespassing on this property," one officer said. I chuckled and handed over my property deed. "Trespassing? This is my land," I said. As the officer inspected the paperwork, Karen stormed up, yelling, "He's lying! This land belongs to the HOA." The officer raised an eyebrow. Realizing this wasn't the simple trespassing call they were expecting. Chapter 4. The shocking revelation. To clear up the confusion, I went inside and returned with a large folder containing all my land documents. I had not just the cabin, but the entire lake area under my name, purchased years ago as part of an old county land auction. "You see this map?" I said, spreading it out on the hood of a police cruiser. "The cabin, the lake, the surrounding forest, all of it is mine. In fact, the HOAS neighborhood was built on land I leased to the county decades ago. Technically, I own every inch of ground under their homes." The officers looked at me in astonishment, while Karen's face drained of color. She muttered something incoherent and took a step back. Chapter 5. Karen's downfall. Realizing she'd overstepped, Karen tried to recover her authority. "Even if you own it, you still have to follow HOA rules," she insisted. The officer smirked and said, "Ma'am, HOA rules don't apply to someone who owns the land the HOA sits on." I couldn't resist twisting the knife. "Actually, I could revoke your neighborhood's right to use the lake if I wanted to." Karen froze. Her power trip had come crashing down, and everyone, including the police, saw her for the entitled bully she was. "You can't do that," she cried. "Watch me," I replied with a grin. Chapter 6. A county of my own. News of the incident spread quickly through the HOA community. Residents started approaching me, apologizing for Karen's behavior and asking if I would keep the lake open for public use. I agreed on the condition that Karen step down as HOA president. Within a week, she was voted out. The police even called me later to laugh about the situation, saying it was the first time they'd seen someone own the whole county. Sitting on my porch that evening, watching the sunset reflect off the lake, I realized something. Peace and quiet are nice, but sometimes putting an HOA bully in their place is even better.